Hi, what's up guys? Just thought I'd put together a quick video to show you how to dismantle a door mechanism from an MX5. This one's from my Mark 1. As you can see, already been removed from the door. So you've got the main cup and the door hinge mechanism. And then of course the lock barrel over here. So the way that I've removed this from the car, you remove the door card. Behind that you've got a weatherproof shield which you've got to peel away, and that then exposes the inner skin of the door. If you then look down the catch side, so the furthest section away from the hinge, you can look through slots in the door skin and you'll be able to see a large white nylon block that holds this section to the catch mechanism. So you can see when I operate the door handle, this swings upwards, so that would pull up that catch mechanism, allowing you to open the door. And then also you'll see closer to the catch side of the door, there is the lock mechanism, and again this just has a small section of rod that connects in here. So to undo these two, it's a case of getting a flathead screwdriver and working into the plastic, the nylon catch, popping that open and pulling this out, and also just popping it on there and just working it loose using your thumb. And then you've also got these two 10mm nuts. Just show you those a little bit closer. So one here and one there. You'll be able to see those through the holes in the door card. They're all relatively easy to access, so yeah, should be absolutely fine once you've got your door card skin off. And then once you've undone these two nuts, provided you've taken these two rods out, the door handle should just pop out nicely. So what you're left with is the door handle mechanism itself. It's got this black plastic, not membrane, but sort of interface that sits between the handle mechanism and the door skin itself. And this is held on in two places. One is here, down by the lock barrel, and the other is over here. Now these are held in place with these little sort of press fittings, so you can just about see that. During removal I mangled these. They're quite difficult to get off. I used a trim removal tool, but the tines were just a little bit too wide, and it was a lot of work getting behind and manoeuvring those out. But once you've got those off, you can pop this skin off. It's held in place again with these nuts or screws, so I'll just take those out. You will find little copper washers sitting underneath the plastic skin here where the nuts and bolts hold this to the door skin, so be mindful when you're taking these out, just try and catch them. So with those out of the way, this should just sort of pop off. And then you can just sort of lever it out around all the rest of the mechanism. Set that to one side. Now I will say that I've already obviously dismantled this. You can see that it's not the standard chrome colour. So I've taken it all apart, I've cleaned it up and I've painted it, which also explains why it's a bit easier for me to remove all of this. So the next stage, you've got this little catch that connects the door cup to the hinging mechanism. So the first thing you want to do there is undo this screw, take that off. Just note under here there is the spring that returns the door cup back to its original position. so when you take that off, the spring may pop out, so just be ready for that. I've cleaned this up, given it a bit of grease, so that'll prolong the life of it. And then the next step that you'll have to do is just popping this plastic clip here. Just try and get it focusing on that. So you pop that open with a flathead screwdriver, and then this mechanism should pop out quite nicely out the side, as it has done, removing the whole thing. So you'll see on the back of here, this section is sprung, and that just allows a little bit of travel there. So this is for adjusting how soon or late your catch operates in accordance with your door handle pull. So once that's off, you've also got the lock mechanism. So this is held in place with a spring clip that just runs around here. Get that in focus. For that, it's a case of getting a flathead screwdriver. I've now wrapped this one in electrical tape just so it doesn't scratch the paint. Just working in behind that, popping it up, and the whole locking mechanism should slide out. Now, with one of mine, maybe a little bit of corrosion had built up and it was a little bit sticky, so what I had to do was just get a wide head drift or pin punch, just place that on the locking face there and give it a little tap. Don't go wailing on it too hard because that is quite a sensitive mechanism. And then the final step to getting this stripped down to its component parts is removing the door cup, and you're going to do that using this pin here. So you'll see on one side it's only slightly recessed, and that's got this spline going all the way around it, and on the other side it's recessed deeply into the cup. So you want to punch it out through that way so that the spline side comes out. Don't go the other way because you'll end up doing damage all the way through the internals. Now mine's already been popped out, so I would say that it's going to be easy to pop it out, but I suspect it's going to be a bit of a pain. Would have been handy if I'd set aside some tools to remove it. Yeah, there we go. So that just slides out. Now note that I haven't really cleaned this one up. The other one, I'd burred it up a little bit along here, so I ended up just cleaning that back with some emery cloth, just allowed it to slide in a little bit easier. Right, and now the only other thing holding this in is this plastic cup. So this attaches the door hinge cup to the mechanism that then allows the catch mechanism to move. So once you've got everything else out, it's a case of popping this out, and that allows this to pop out, leaving you with the door cup. I won't take it out now. The door cup and the mechanism housing. There's these two rubber grommets that sit just in here, and they prevent the handle hinge doing any damage to the internal of the housing mechanism. Yeah, and once you've taken all of them apart, you can give them a clean up. In my case, I've just sort of keyed these up, painted them, given a few coats of lacquer, and chucked them in the oven. And it's slightly more attractive, in my opinion, than the standard chrome. Rebuilding it is just the reverse of taking it apart. Just be careful when you take it apart to keep hold of all the bits and bobs. Give them a clean up, and yeah, lubricate them before you put them back in. Yeah, that's about it. So if you've got any comments or questions, feel free to leave them, and I'll try to get back to you. Cheers.